What's going on, guys? Welcome back to NolanTCG, and we are back here for another season of Sealed Only. So it is Season 4, and Season 4 is apparently going to be water-themed, because we're going with a Freezing Chain structure deck. Again, like always, it's $100 a month to build this deck. It is Australian, it's not USD. So you rack it up pretty fast over here, because stuff's expensive. Stuff's really expensive. As always, if you do want to see this going forward, hit that subscribe button if you are new here, because we're always happy to have new people. And we will get into a bit of an opening for this. So, starting us off for this season, we've decided to go with 3 Freezing Chain structure decks, as well as we're starting off with 1 Dual Overload. Ultimately, the end goal of this is going to try and build Paleo Frog using just Sealed Only. Given that these have the Ronin Totems and everything in it, and Swap Frog hides out in here, we've decided to go with these. Over time, I have already started to pick up like more Dual Overloads and some Invasion Vengeance, as well as some old Megatins and stuff. Try and get some totally awesome, some Swap Frogs, some good traps, mix it all in, and we'll hopefully make Paleo Frogs by the end of this. So in this first month, we've decided to spend $60 of our $100 budget on these Freezing Chain structure decks, and then we spent $38 on a Dual Overload from Amazon. So I just got the Freezing Chains from locals, the Dual Overload, Amazon. I feel like this was cheaper than what they were when they came out. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. Also, this is definitely going up on like a ban list weekend, so if anything happens to Hulk Firebrax out of here, I'm going to be mad. Or, yeah, let's get into some opening though. Okay, so starting us off for this, we have the structure decks, of course. We're going to crack into just one of these. We'll open the others off camera, because they're all just going to be the same thing. Let's not waste everyone's time on a structure deck, opening 3 structure decks and going through them all. But let's pop open this. I've seen that some of this Ice Barrier stuff isn't terrible, so early days of this build, it is probably going to be like pretty heavy on like the Ice Barrier side of things, and then over time this is going to develop into a bit more of like a control heavy, like traps, playing Paleo Frog essentially, because that could, I almost just absolutely bent that Revealer. But starting us off, we of course have the Revealer. We got the other Ice Barrier stuff, so we've got the Speaker, then we have that Sujin of the Ice Barrier. Then we've got Winds over the Ice Barrier, and the new Synchro that decides to miss timing, because missing timing is apparently good. But yeah, we have one Trish 0. Miss timing. We have the Errata for DeLorean, Tiger of the Ice Barrier. Didn't put that on my ban list prediction, but this will probably come off the ban list with the Errata. Then we have a Super Brio, a Super Gungnir, and a Super Trish. That's actually pretty cool to get a Super Trish in here. I was expecting it to just be a common. Now, next up, we've got the commons. So we've got General Wayne, we've got a Hexia, a Blizzed? Yeah, Blizzed. That's weird. Cryomancer, a Prior, Defender, Warlock, Spellbreaker, Strategist, Dance Princess, Dice Sojo, General Rao, Medium. There's a lot of Ice Barrier stuff in here, and they still didn't put in the one that was like the broken one in the combo. Like, imagine putting in this many Ice Barriers and then being like, oh, but we forgot the one that was good. Yeah, imagine that. Well, I suppose it probably, no one probably thought it was good. It just so happens to be good in the combo. I also, sorry if I popped the mic. The mic's in like a desk mic that's over here instead of normally having the hanging mic over here somewhere. But, yeah, so I apologize if hitting the desk just triggered that. But we've got now, we get into the good stuff, which is the generic stuff. We've got the Gen X Undying Controller. We've got an Aqua Spirit, our boy Dupe Frog. Dupe Frog good. Professor Frog will grant us plays. Then we have a Ronin Totem, a Fishborg Launcher, and Woolen Glacier. Actually, didn't realize that was in here. It's actually a really good common. Then we've got a Silent Angler. Then we get into our spells. We've got a Freezing Chains of the Ice Barrier. Pop the other Ice Barrier stuff. Magic Tunnel, Medallion of the Ice Barrier, Mirror, a Salvage, good card. Decent to have for not Tri Brigade. This card's terrible in Tri Brigade. Plunder Patrol with the new support. Probably pick up your salvages, because it's actually pretty decent. Then we have a Surface, Wear Off the Outer, get the level 1s, a Solid Appointer, a Fiendish Chain, Ice Barn, a Mind Drain, Heavy Storm Duster, Crackdown, Terror of Trish, and then the code. Why don't they put Dual Links codes on here? It'd be so cool just to get like a Dual Links pack in every pack you buy. Would definitely get you to buy that more, I guess. But we'll pop those to the side. Now we'll rip open a Dual Overload box. Hopefully we can get some Swap Frogs early. Although I have already bought a couple of them. I'm just deciding to open one of them here in the first opening because it does keep us in our budget for the month. And then we can blow the others on the budget for next month. But let's get into this. We've got a Dark Magicians to start us off. I completely forgot that you get those oversized cards in here. I never actually completed my set back in the day, so hopefully we will finish our set. But let's go. How do we open one of these? It's been a while. So as always, we're going to open the Hulk pack last. We'll pop some rubbish around. And let's get opening. So we'll open the Hulk pack last, because Hulk pack will have Hulk in it. And let's get cracking. Okay, first pack of Dual Overload. We've got a Madolche Magiline, Deck Lockdown, decent, a Savorus, Holo Giants, and a Magic Formula. I think I remember these being stacked somehow. I think it was like the front card of your pack was the good card, so if it's bad, be depressed. But we've got a... Oh, that's a really bad one. Starving Venom, Cubic Ascension. Yeah, this pack's going to be not very good. A What Giraffe. Yeah, that pack was terrible. If the front card's good, you got a good pack. Otherwise, it's trash. I'm sorry if I insulted the Fright Fur player who uses that fusion. Now we've got an Extra Hero, Last Warrior from Another Planet, Bloom Harmonist, Malefic Tune, and a Reptilian Echidna. What if I don't get a single Swap Frog from these packs? I kind of figured this was the easiest way to get Swap Frog, so this is what I went with. We've got a Levy, a Chaos Goddess, a Firebrand Hymnist, Salamangreat Almirage, and a Madame Veer. 2 packs left. Can we please get something that is worth it? Otherwise, we're going to be playing 3 structure decks. We've got an Ib, a White Mare, another Deck Lockdown, a Hysteric Sign, and a Scrap Orthos. Last pack. Please be good. Please be good. Oh, that's not a good start. We've got a 5-head Link Dragon. We've got a Ystrix, another Savorus, a Synchro Transcend, and a second copy of Last Warrior. That wasn't the best start to this, was it? That was not the best start at all. But we'll get into a bit of deck building. We'll pop together what our deck's going to be, and we'll be back. Okay, and we are back for the deck profile part of this video. So, ultimately, this still is clearly a long way off turning into Paleo Frog. So, hopefully, over time, we will pull the cards that we need to get it there. But it is pretty much just an Ice Barrier deck to start us off. That was always going to be the way we ended this first episode. Hopefully, over time, we're going to start to see this turn into just straight up Paleo Frog, and then things will be fun. But we'll get into a deck profile for this one. We did not put the Swap Frogs, other dupes and Ronins into this deck. I thought about it, but then in the end, I decided it was probably not the smartest thing in the world to do, because they're probably not the best extenders for the deck. But starting us off, we are playing 3 copies of Revealer. Then after that, we're going to be playing 3 copies of Speaker. Then we're playing like some smaller ratios, so we're playing 2 copies of Wayne just because it can get the searches off for the spells and trap cards. Then we're playing some one-offs, so we're playing 1 Zujin, 1 Cryomancer, 1 Defender. These are typically like your low-level tuners. Then we've got 1 Prior. I didn't sort this very well because now I've got the other tuner, and that's 1 Hexia. That's it for our Ice Barrier lineup, so just playing a bunch of different one-offs to kind of give us a bit of flexibility. Prior is kind of like good to extend, but it locks us out of level 5, so bad card. Yeah. Then we've got 3 copies of Silent Angler as a generic extender we can play from the hand. Then we've got 3 copies of Gen X Undyne, just again as something can turbo through the deck a little bit. Then 1 copy of Gen X Controller, because we're going to have something to search. Then we play 3 copies of Winds Over the Ice Barrier. 3 copies of Fiendish Chain. That comes later, but we're playing Freezing Chains of the Ice Barrier. 3 copies of Medallion of Rhoda. 3 copies of Monster Reborn for the tuners and stuff. Hopefully we can just like extend back onto board with these. Generate those synchros every turn. And then we're playing 8 cards of Control. So we're playing 3 copies of Fiendish Chain. 3 copies of Crackdown. And then 2 copies of Heavy Storm Duster. Now we are going into the extra deck. It is just 12 cards at the moment because it's all we kind of have access to. I considered playing the Almirage, but I really didn't see an application for it at the moment. So we are playing the 3 copies of the new Trish, Zero Dragon. Then we have 3 copies of Gungnir. Again, this is just because this is a structure deck. We're just playing 3 of. So 3 Brio. Then 1 DeLorean and 1 Trish after that. Team Sam says you can play 3 of this. So just play 3 of this. Nah, cards coming off the ban list anyway, so soon you'll be able to play 3 of this with this text right here. Then we will finish off with the side deck. So we are playing 3 copies of Warlock just because we want to anti-spell our opponent with this. Then for the same reason, we're playing 3 copies of Spellbreaker. It'll probably come up where I end up playing against like either Pendulum or something that's like really, really heavy into using spells, and these 2 cards will come up big in that situation. Then we've got 3 copies of a Pointer. This will definitely be in the side deck forever with this deck because we definitely want to snipe those Lightning Storms. Then we have 3 copies of Mind Drain, 2 copies of Terror of Trish, and then the 1 copy of Heavy Storm Duster to round out the side deck. Okay, but that will wrap us up here for episode 1 of Sealed Only for Season 4. If you do have any recommendations on products that I'm going to purchase, comment them down below on how I can probably help this out. At the moment, I'm sitting on a box of Invasion Vengeance, a Megatin from 2017, then 2 copies of Dual Overload. So we'll probably figure out what we're going to be opening for the next one, figure out how that applies to our budget and stuff like that. And yeah, as always, I've been Ben from NolanTCG, and have a good afternoon, everybody.